Yes, everyone, I'm back with a new video. It may be very late, but yeah, I was falling asleep. I'm awake. What I want to tell you today. Well, yeah, happy weekend to y'all. How are you doing? Hope you're great, fine. About what is happening now, of course, in the world. We have a fire in your Los Angeles. Is very terrible, tragic tragedy. I wish the best for the people there and the fire squads, of course, fire teams. Stay safe and make sure the fire monster blast flames will be extinguished. But what I want to tell you about this case, I think everybody is discussing maybe on the internet or with their friends if they are Syrian. That one word, Syria, Syrian. What I want to tell you, yeah. What can I tell about this country? I never have been in this country before, but what I know from some friends I knew in that time on Instagram, and I know there was this lady who was a nationalist, a fanatic pan-Arabic girl. Syria, as we know, is now a devastated country. It is like what my father would say: second Iraq, second Libya. Assad is gone. Bashar al-Assad, who was the president of Syria, is now gone, fled to Russia. I think he made a good mistake, made it a good choice, or else the rebels would find him and kill him, just as it did happen to Gaddafi in 2011 or 12. Yeah. So, my opinion is what I think about this tragedy. As my father would say, not good, bad. Why? Well, I've just watched some documentaries, which some things I think are just bullshit. Many things are true. Okay, maybe he was, maybe were extreme, but he wasn't the worst leader. He wasn't like his father. Why I'm telling you, if a real Syrian who is not being brainwashed by these motherfuckers, that HTS, or what you call them, Atikar Islam, if you know your country better, your leader, you know that, as I told you before in my former video, a dictator is what a country like that, like Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Palestine needs. Why? You have so many tribes, majorities, nationalities. And what will happen if you don't have a dictator or someone who stabilized the country? You get that same mess. What happened to Saddam and Gaddafi? I know about, the guy called Denny was talking about prison cells. Okay, people getting tortured, murdered. It is terrible. I know. But listen, it is just a thing, what they have to deal with. Take it or leave it. Or deal with it. Leave it, take it or leave it. I understand maybe he wasn't so nice to his people. He were ruthless against, like his father, Hafez. But you understand, my father also said, these people have to accept their leadership. If you don't accept it, that's the mistake you make. What Saddam did to the Kurds was not good. It was terrible, but these people had to accept his leadership because he saw betrayal, and that's true. My father said to me, he told me this story about. I asked him, why did Saddam then gas the Kurds? He said, because he betrayed they betrayed him because of Iran during the time of war. And now, of course, what we're seeing in the same scenario. These rebels are just backed up, allied with the United States and their terrorist organizations. They are. That guy, Mohammed al-Jalani, he himself is a former Al-Qaeda ISIS member. So you're telling me that Assad is bad? That he says his family is bad? No. These guys are bad, what my father said. Those are the bad guys. You celebrating on the streets with your flags. Oh, screaming, Al-Assad is gone. Thank God, Assad is gone. Well, the people loved him. So I don't understand. I don't understand this Arab mentality anymore. First, they liked their leader. Then they were against them. Of course, in the Arab Spring in 2011, if we remember that time. Okay, my father said it is their own fault. Their dumb, foolish mistake is that they trust the West too much. And what is America doing, as we all know? Supporting, fundamentally terrorist organizations as them. What happened in 2013 when John McCain, as we all know, visited there? They were discussing to kill more Arabs. That's what he himself said. To kill more Arab people. Not to only overthrow a dictator regime, but to kill more Arabs and spending more money in creating terrorist organizations. That's what they did. Why did al-Baghdadi, where did he came from? Where did ISIS came from? Where did al-Nusra came from? They all were creators of creations by the United States and their allies. So you're saying al-Assad and his family are bad? No, they are the bad guys. You know, al-Assad maybe, okay, what it's saying in the documentary, that British men are mafia. All right, maybe he is mafia, but that's just the kind of leadership that country needs. They said it was signs of corruption. There were signs of misleadership. Listen to me. If there was really corruption, okay, there is. But that isn't the real problem. Maybe the problem, all right, human rights. All right, when United Nations find it out, okay, al-Assad was torturing these people in those prison cells. Okay, it is worse. But that's just the leadership you have to accept. You know, Saddam was even also not nice to his prisoners. But my father told me, these are the opposite people. Al-Assad also showed these people are against him. And what happens when you're against your leader? Yeah, they arrest you and hang you to death. But you have to accept that. It is maybe not nice, but it is the truth. As sometimes the truth is hard and also bad to hear. It's horrible to hear, but it is the truth. So these people, yeah, were against him. Why are they busy, as you see in the picture, also seeing, you saw everywhere his pictures, his portraits of his father during the time, with a beautiful, one of my favorite flags in the Middle East. They're all happy with him. Assad was there to stabilize his people, as a real Syrian would say. He was there to stabilize, he was to make the country better, but it were those rebels. Those rebels are those enemies. They are the real enemies and not al-Assad himself. He's aligned with Russia and Iran, which we all understand. Okay, those are his friends, that's right. But he was also a great friend with Palestine, like that portrait that he backed up Palestine, or maybe Hamas, I don't know. But as we all know, during the war in Israel, Syria is also, friends with Lebanon. Well, also, they have not really had a good relationship back in the time of the 70s, 80s. But don't forget, my friends, not to just going to criticize me. Lebanon had its own civil war. So they have to blame themselves for that civil war. And not Syria or Palestine. That's my father told me. We have also some Lebanese family in my family. So doesn't matter. What I just want to tell you, I understand. Okay, Syria, is lost, but al-Assad is fled to Russia, and he has to take back his country. Why? I don't want to have to tell you what will happen next. If you were think that guy, that leader, Mohammed al-Jolani, is a better guy than al-Assad, my father would say you're even too dumb to understand. My father had fought with the Taliban, who were the Mujahideen in the 80s. So believe me, you really think that he would say, oh, those are the good guys? No. They are extremist radicalists who have their own Sharia law ideology. So believe me, in Assad, in the time when Bashar al-Assad or his father, people had rights. They had freedom, not less, not much, but they had freedom. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 50, 60%. But they less had. And under these guys, as ISIS, you don't have freedom anymore. You have to wear those hijabs and all that things. Wear Muslim clothes. Is that what you want? To ban music, ban Facebook, all of it? I don't just want to tell you, but al-Assad, in the time when he was in power, you had freedom, you had social media access. All right. Speech, freedom speech was not really, tolerated. But you were allowed to say bad things about it, but that's in those countries. That's normal. That's what the dictatorship is. You have to accept it or leave it. So, what I want to tell you, my friends, I understand, okay, people are happy that he is gone. People are maybe happy that he is not legally gone. For me, I'm not happy with it. Because in a time, if you're looking at the Muslims and Christians, as in the song of Ali Dik, and also in the song, as we all know, Lam Bashar, Lam Bashar, the church and mosque are united. So what does that mean? He is from Alawite. And you have many, nationalities in Syria. You have Druze, you have Sunnis, Alawites, and Shiites. And that's what my father told me. You need a leader like him to keep that stability. So, if you're saying that al-Assad is a bad man, as a Syrian, my father would ask you, why did he then respect all religions? I saw videos, photos of him with the Christian patriarch, the Orthodox, father, bishop, or pastor. He was there. He prayed with them. He also prayed in a mosque. So, saying him and calling him a tyrant, well, that's bullshit. If he was a real tyrant, he killed all the people from all the religions and nationalities, but he didn't do that. He captured people with his secret police, okay, but those were the opposite people. That's what my father would say. So I don't believe that al-Assad will capture people who are from different minorities or religions. Maybe, of course, those people, but those were the people who were against him. Those are the people who are supporting these rebels, and they are the bad guys. They needs to be taken out. Well, my father said, look what Taliban also did to Afghanistan. Look what they did to Saddam. They overthrew Saddam, and what happened in 2003, 4, 5, 2006? These groups came to power. How did that happen? As my father would tell you, when you overthrow these countries, these dictators, and that's the mess you get because Arab people are those barbaric, rebellion people. And they will create their own terrorist or just organizations which are really bad and evil than they believe they were to be. The United States and the rest of the world when we saw it all on the news. And this group came to power, they all fought against each other, and all cities were a mess. I saw all these images on video of destroyed houses, buildings, and in their time, everything was normal, stabilized. You had food, you had drink, great economy. Didn't say they had a bad economy only because of the wars, but in the time, before 2011, Syria was a very devastated, great country. And now it is just a place of ruins like the Roman Empire, which they have. So I don't believe why people calling him a bad guy. He isn't a bad guy. For me, the real bad guys are those rebels and the backed up Islamic terrorists funded by the United States. Those are the bad guys. And you want them to celebrate in the streets. Oh, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Oh, look, Assad is gone. We have freedom. Then my father would say, you're dumber than we thought. You think that those are the heroes? No, those are not your heroes. Those are just the bad guys before the bad guys. Not the Assad family, but other bad guys, just like the Muslim Brotherhood. What happened in Hamas? Okay, if you're looking at what happened back in 1982, why did his father send those tanks? My father told me the truth. These people were the Muslim Brotherhood. They are a terrorist organization, like the rest of the terrorist organizations. We know they are extremist terrorists, and they attacked the city of Hamas. So what did Hafez? Hafez thought, I'm gonna strike back because I don't like you. You are extremists. I don't want that. That's why he attacked and killed these people. Yeah, it was sacrifice, but he had to make sure that it had to be stopped there. Because if he didn't stop the Muslim Brotherhood, that terrorist organization at that time, the fanatic, blah, 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 organization, it will spread further. And then you will get that same situation you have right now. I think a real Syrian would say that too. Of course, maybe it's terrible what they did to families, of course, arresting them, canals, but that's what you will get. When you talk bad, I guarantee your leader is back. And of course, also that well, what I would do, I will also get that person. I will not be maybe beat him or torture him, but I will ask him, why are you talking so bad behind my back while I'm doing nothing against you? You know, my father said in that time of Gaddafi, Saddam, everything was stabilized. The people were under their control, but they had to listen, and that's the important thing. And people think now, oh, Assad is gone, oh, thank God, Syria's liberated. No, 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 friends. You're now facing an ultimate disaster, because now you have to listen to them, wearing those Muslim clothes, Sharia law, no more music, no more, free music with bad language or having sex, with many women. That's not no more. Now it's all no forbidden. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. But in that time, because Christians, well, Muslims, they drink alcohol. Arab people do that because, believe me, my family, we know that. As I told you, I have family who are Lebanese. Well, not family from but from my mother's side. And Arab people drink alcohol. So don't tell me they are not allowed because, they do that from, the Lebanese side. But it doesn't matter. What I just want to tell you, my friends, if you think that these guys are the good guys and that Syria has been liberated, no. Syria is now facing the ultimate crisis disaster. That's what my father would say. Look at Afghanistan. Before, it was stabilized. You had an Afghan president. Of course, okay. He was maybe corrupt, but that's just the world. Every country is corrupt in the world. My own country is corrupt. What can we do against it? It's just the matter, and it's how you can call it, an object to control the government and the people. Corruption is basically part of the system of capitalism. I don't want to remind you, but do you think Russia is stable? No, Russia is the most corrupted country in the world. The United States also is. But corruption is what we people need. It's maybe it can be using as good or as bad. It's how you treat that way. That's what corruption is, or can be using. It can be used for good or bad things. But my friends, we'll see about it. I've read his Syrian history much about it. I understand how Al-Assad came to power, his father. But my father said he was a great leader. His father was, and if his father didn't, why did that war against Israel? Why did he fight back? Why did he took most of the Goliath Valley? Well, Syria of Israel was stronger, but they fought back. Syrian people are really, fighting people. With like Russians and Afghans. We're just the same. But my friends, I don't know what will happen to the future right now. I think what my father would say, it will be the second Iraq and Libya. And what you will get, you get those terrorists, you will get more terrorist attacks in Europe, and who has to be blamed? Our own governments, because they were the one who supported them. They supported these groups. And that's what I told you as before. That's what Arab people are. When they have no leader, they're going to rebel, but they will killing every one of each other because they're from another minority, another majority, or another identity or religion. And that's why you need these dictators to stay in power. Maybe the prisons are worse. Maybe life is a little bit not worse. But what we know, and my father said, in that time of Saddam, Gaddafi, and Al-Assad herself, life was great. It wasn't bad. He knew it. So, I don't see any difference between those rebels or, their time right now. Al-Assad, his political leadership was great. And he allowed many people, of course, to believe in what they believe. Of course, if you're talking about the LGBT, because of religion. But that's just even in the Balkans, in Serbia and Russia. Gay people or lesbians are also not allowed. But that's just rules. You have to accept it or leave it. My father said it. They have to accept and, stabilize. Or else, what you will get is that same mess that's happened so many years ago in Iraq and Libya. And that's what happened to Syria right now. Because those people, that guy that is now in power, is not to be trusted. And I'm just saying to you, I don't trust him either. I don't trust him. I don't like these guys. But yeah, we'll see what it brings. I hope Russia will maybe help al-Assad to bring his country, to get his country back. I don't know. But I think Putin surely needs to talk with Trump. And maybe Trump can talk with al-Assad, of course, what is happening now in Greenland. Yeah. I think that it's better that Trump will talk with Assad and trying to take his country back by sending U.S. forces and taking out these motherfuckers, those Islamic those radicalists, and make sure Syria will be the old Syria as it was before. I love Arab and Syrian music, as that song, Syria, ya Habibati, Syria, my love. That's a song I think every Syrian wants to hear again. And like, God, Syrian al-Bashar, Lam Syria al-Bashar. Al-Assad is a man who doesn't give up. Why his last name means lion. What do you think his name? Why didn't he has a last name? Because his father and like him are lions. The Syrian lion is what they are. And the army, they fought so hard back against these rebels. But yeah, Russia have left them behind. Yeah, because of treatment with the Iranian, what was the missile trade thing? Yeah, it's more political. It's politics. But I believe that al-Assad must take back his country, or else, you know what's going to happen. You know what happened to Gaddafi and Saddam. I don't have to tell you it anymore. And what happened, another country in the Middle East you can visit to tourism. Libya and Iraq had so much tourism. Did you know that Syria and Iraq and Libya, what I know, was one of the most visited countries in the world during many years ago? Not just, I'm not talking about Lebanon or Saudi, but they were one of the most beautiful countries. Look at the beautiful mountains and the beautiful historical history of the Assyrians, of the Scythians, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you can call them. Middle Easterners or Libya. So, yeah. And what did Saddam and al-Assad wanted? Of course, money to build and spend more things in schools, projects, universities. And my mom said, these people aren't dumb. But, yeah, it is what I just said. Their mentality is dumb and weak. And that's why we need a leadership like them. But the West didn't understand and involved and invaded their countries. Yeah, now they learned their lesson. But the United States, not Trump, but Biden or these Democrats, still supporting these guys because they're pro-war. That's what they want. So it's time that Trump will come and talk with al-Assad, with Putin, and get his country back and also stop the war in Ukraine. I talk like a politician, but I talk as a politician who knows the problems, like my father would also do, and solving them. And I believe that Syria will be back as it once were. Because al-Assad have kept his position on the throne during the Arab Spring, but he showed to these people that he was not backlashing or going away. And that's a true leader. If you're a true leader, as my father said, if I was the leader of that country, I should fight to death, but I will not let my country being overrun by invaders, outsiders, opposite fundamentalist rebels who think they can take over my country and think they can build their own Islamic, dream caliphate state. No, fuck that. You will never take that. Because what they do, of course, to these Christians who also live there, and the Jews, they just murder them. They just seeing them as minority. The same what Hitler did to the Nazis. They are just the same Nazis in this world. I see ISIS and all these terrorist organizations as new modern Islamic Nazis. They are. And calling al-Assad and as worse than Nazis. No. These guys who are fighting against them, those are the real Nazis. They are the cursed and poison of this world and of the Middle East. Like the Muslim Brotherhood and Zawahiri, if you know that main name probably, and Bin Laden. Those are the evil poison of the Islamic culture, what you can call it, religion. So I think I talked enough, my friends. It's time to gonna end this long 25 minutes. I hope you agree and like this, and let me know what your opinion is about Syria and Assad. So I think I've talked enough, and yeah, to the next video. Goodbye. I'm out.